I am right on time. How is everybody this evening? Don't see it popping up on the big wide internet yet. I'm gonna do some more work in Home for the Holidays tonight. Finish the cookies. Not happy with how it came out at all, but it was fun playing with the acrylic markers and um, doing something a little different. I can get out of the light now. Ooh. Hi, Angela. You're up late this evening. Nice to see you. So I was just saying how I did finish the cookie page, but not happy with the way it came out. But there it be. Let me fix my chat. I'm on top chat. How are you tonight? Take that off. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to stay in Home for the Holidays. I marked it. I had a chuckle because Kim was coloring today, and this is what she was coloring on. Work on these mugs. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's right. You are an hour behind. Yeah, I decided to start coming on an hour earlier so people would get here. But I realize it's Christmas time too, so I don't know how that'll be. You know, but either way, the show must go on, right? I was getting out of the habit of doing it, and it was like, nah, I don't want to bother. But then, you know, it's like I enjoyed it and I want to do it, and so it looks like YouTube's got all their kinks worked out finally. That's good. I'm actually doing good. I had a really good week. A lot of progress and mobility this week. I might have to move my camera because I don't know if I can scoot up that far. So I'm going to move you just for a minute. So if you have problems with that, it's just going to jiggle for a minute and back it up. Hopefully that'll get me. Yeah, that's perfect, I think. Okay. So yeah, I had a lot of progress this week around the house. Not really using the walker or the cane. Only when I first get up, because my muscles, it's more of a muscle thing than a hip thing right now. My muscles haven't worked in a long time, and then they're telling me because of the MS that, you know, it makes the muscle recovery even harder. So, but I'm getting there. I feel very positive. I was afraid I wasn't going to be able to walk because the leg feels so much longer. Which it's funny, it's actually shorter. It's because my pelvic is tilted. I don't know if you were here when I was talking about that. So I just can't sit for long periods. Supposed to lay more often, stretch more often to get that pelvic untilted. That's all. Well, hello, Kim. Oh, Munchkin's out. Yay, play day for you. Yay. So you know how I'm a really slow colorist, and the hillbilly, Hawaiian hillbilly's doing that color along for Sherry on her birthday. I don't know. He put in the post that it was on Christmas Eve. Her birthday's on Christmas. But then he said in his last live that he was doing it on Monday. So I'm not sure when they're doing it. But anyway, so I started that. They're doing Rooms of Wonder, this cake mandala, and I pulled a card for it. So I'm doing that. So hopefully I should be able to get it done. I guess we're supposed to have it done by Christmas, so I figured if I started it today. I don't know how that's looking in the light. My lighting is horrible over here today. Yeah, so I started working on that, trying to use the color cubes, and I thought, you know, mandalas, that's a nice place to use a color cube, right? In repetitive patterns. Another reason why I joined it. Thank you. I thought it was kind of pretty too. How are you tonight, Kim? We were just saying we were good. I'm doing good. I'm walking well, but my muscles hurt. And they're yelling back at me. They're getting mad at me, which the physical therapist said that I'll have angry muscles for a while. So, Kim, did you ever look at my short for that finished gnome picture? Of course, I don't have it over here with this lighting. I don't think it will look very good. Do you two have this book? I want to do a picture, a specific picture in this book. You want to do one more Christmas color along? I love this picture. It's in Christmas Charm. I think it's really pretty. I think it will go real fast. It's just a few things. You think you have that one? Tired? I bet you're tired. Okay. Well, if you guys want to join me, I'm going to do this one. Be a buddy. I'll probably put a post up. And thank you, Kim. Oh, flying books, flying books. And that'll probably be it. These mugs, that picture, and that'll probably be it for the Christmas coloring. Okay, cool. Like I said, I thought it was funny you were coloring this today because I had this planned to start last week too. So we'll start coloring. I'm just going to use my Prismacolors, I think. You know, have you noticed the difference in these Creative Haven papers? They're different. They are all different. I really, really like the paper in the gnome book. It makes the pencils so shiny. I think because I'm going to start with this cup here. the presents cup. Just going to kind of do a natural background, neutral background. Since it does have a lot of decoration on the cup. Let's say hi, Kitty. Oh, hi, Jessica. Welcome. Yes, yay, I'm here. I did post tonight that I was coming on, but it was kind of late in the evening. I forgot to do it yesterday. And I thought, well, I better wait because everything's kind of day to day, kind of back to tending for my mother. So I'm just laying down a base coat of 20% French gray right now. And see, this is one of the rougher papers, so I don't know actually that Prismacolor was the right choice, but it'll work. As most say, Prismacolors will usually work on everything. I keep trying to make myself use, like for the Christmas pages, force myself to use gel pens and this and that, and I pull them out and it's just nope, it's not the same. I don't enjoy it. The look looks flat, you know, unless you have some really, really sparkly gel pens, and then, you know, a lot of my coloring's getting photographed and videoed and you can't see any of that. So I was really upset with a couple of the Christmas pictures so far. The lack of detail that came out in the pictures. The one gnome picture, you can't even see my snow because I didn't, you know, it's not real dark and you can see it in person. But so the next one I did the stickles and glitterified it so you could see the snow. Didn't see the warning. Yeah, I'm lucky you saw it too. The warning. Warning, warning, she's coming on. Don't go on, don't go on. Find something to do. How are you tonight? And then I'll use 50% um, French gray for a shadow. I've bought one of these since my last live because my thumb is really killing me. My left hand is starting to really hurt from, I've been doing so much coloring sitting still that, I'm sharpening pencils constantly, so it was a little bit much on the little to-goes. So it was funny because sharpening with the handhelds, my thumb was hurting. Well, now my shoulder's hurting. I'm getting old, guys. It's crazy. Well, because you're getting old with me. Except for Jessica, I don't think you're that old. I mean, you're not a spring chicken, but you're not in your 50s. I don't believe. If you are, you look very, very good for your age. And with the new updates on the live YouTube, okay, there it is. Anybody watching that's not chatting, thanks for being here. Appreciate y'all being here, especially the chatters. Gives me that I don't seem to be talking to myself as much. Wow, you are 50? Well, you look fantastic. Good job. What's your secret? 21 cats? You have 21 cats. Wow. Yeah, that surprises me. That surprises me. So, as we all know, I'm just doing a little bit on the edges, do some shading, and possibly the illusion of rounding the cup if I do it right, but probably not because it's not one of my I don't know, I seem to lose the rounding. I don't know if I go in too far on my shading, if I don't do it dark enough. They listen to Dee Dee Willingham, and people will ask her, like, what do they need to do more to their picture to make them pop more like hers? And she says that 99% of the time, it's that the contrast shading just isn't enough. And when you're looking at it and you, like, visually see that contrast so strong, because we're looking at it, 10, 12 inches away, it doesn't look right to us because we can see that drastic. But, artists will tell you art is not made to look at close up. So if you take that in consideration, then we know that the contrast has to be a little bit more bolder for the eye to catch it at a distance. But it's still hard for me to make it a drastic. Hi, Carol. How are you this evening? I'm doing really good. I had a really good week. Thank you so much for asking. Walking around, getting some housework done. Not that I enjoy the housework, but doing some things that haven't been done in a while. And, I paid somebody to come in and clean a few times. And I can't believe the things that, like, didn't get cleaned. Things today I could see because I could stand up in areas where I couldn't stand up before. Like, just to give you an example, the shower rod. Like, I haven't been able to clean for 3 months. So, any kind of twisting, turning, bending, stretching to get anything higher. So, I had the house cleaned 4 times, I think. So, not a lot, but it was hard for me the first time. So, the first time was, a deep clean. But the shower curtain, the things on the side, the ceramic things that hold it into the wall, there was like dust on there. I'm like, how can you clean the shower 3 times and there's dust on the shower curtain rod? I was like, did you even wash the shower wall? I'm like, huh. That's what I said, Jessica. Must be the 21 cats. Yeah, I went downhill at about oh, 43. It was just like, boom, life over. Hi, Chrissy. How are you this evening? It's always so nice to see your excitement that I'm coming on live. I was excited today, too. Amy was excited, too, and I knew she was going to fall asleep because she was visiting her mom today, so she gets all excited. Wears herself out. We were both pretty all over the place today. It was pretty funny. I think we were both having eight. Since my surgery, I I seem to have kind of a attention problem. And I was talking to my physical therapist about coffee because I haven't been drinking coffee because I had a really bad heart episode in 2015, and they told me no caffeine. So I haven't been drinking any. And when I was in the hospital for the surgery and they said any heart conditions, and I mentioned what happened and everything, and they're like, oh, well, that's not in your charts, and it seems to be okay, and we don't hear the murmur anymore. And then I'm like, well, heck with that, then I'm drinking coffee. And I'm not going overboard. I'm having like 2, maybe 3 cups a day and kind of spread out, not sitting there slamming. But it seems to make me go asleep, fall asleep. So the physical therapist said, do you know which I never heard this, and I worked in psychology and psychiatry, and I never heard that they would diagnose you on, well, if you can have 2 cups of coffee and it puts you to sleep, you're ADD, ADH, not the hyper part. And yeah, I had a cup of coffee, can you tell? So see, it's not like putting me to sleep. Well, thank you, and tell the husband I'm so sorry, but I appreciate you being here. I did it for like 9 years. I had 1 cup of tea a day, like Earl Grey or something, and that was it. And I was a waitress for like 19 years, so um I just I drank five pots of coffee a day. I went to college for 7 years and lived on coffee. Worked full time, did an internship, and went to college full time. You know, Slept 3 hours a day. Coffee was my blood, which was probably what was wrong with my heart. That was like way too much caffeine. When I had the problem with the heart was I was working a full-time job and teaching, and the full-time job was in the county, so it was very stressful work with a very hard population to work with, seeing a lot of things that were hard for me to see. So I think it all just too much stress on my ticker. Okay, what did I miss with the 19 years difference? Oh, and I have arthritis and haven't done any dirt. I had to put I don't know if you saw me whip my gloves off. Yep, my arthritis is terrible. I don't know if you're having the weather that we're having, but even my mom was complaining that her arthritis was really bad this week. That when it went from the so cold to the kind of warm, that one day that was so cold right before, she said she was really hurting. It's hard for me to tell right now because I have so much pain from, I haven't been able to stand up straight for almost 3 years. So there's so many muscles in my body that haven't been working, that are stretching out. There she is. Good morning, Amy. Hi. Amy's on the road traveling still, so glad you got a good signal. First, I don't know, are you on the move tonight? Hi, Charlie, if you're listening. I almost colored in this middle. You know how things are like around and there's like a middle piece you gotta fill in? And I am like so coloring out of the lines. This bow is gonna be frosty. I know you guys are not really night people here, but is anybody coloring this evening? I appreciate you all staying up for me. I can't tell you how much. Very nice. I kept trying to figure out a earlier time, but I don't get any suggestions. Yeah, we went down that low too. We haven't been in the negatives yet, thank goodness. So, Kim, are you still working on this now, or are you sleeping? And are you still here, Kim? Oh, the other thing, Amy sent me a Christmas present, and I meant to tell you this, Amy. I recorded a flip through of this thing 3 times. The first time, it recorded like this for some reason. The second time, I recorded it like this, but when you held your phone, it flipped the other way. So I couldn't watch it because it kept flipping. No matter how I flipped my phone, it flipped. And then the third time, it was all staticky. So I thought, there is some reason why I am not supposed to do a flip of this book. But I will say, it's a very traditional type Christmas book. The paper is actually pretty neat. It doesn't seem very durable, but it actually is, and I think it's actually made for markers. It actually, like, stops the... I don't want to say bleed through, because it bleeds through, of course. God, I had the word and now it's gone. You know, when it goes further than you want it to, it seems like it stops that. So I started on this page. I'm really wanting to color a Christmas tree. I thought that was pretty. So I started that, and I've ruined this page trying to play around and make snow. I will mess with it, but I can't mess with it now. And being that I put the acrylic paint on it, I can't finish this with marker because the marker won't go over that. So I have to come back in with pencil now and do the brickwork with pencil. But so this actually is a really nice Christmas book if you like. It's different, and it says that it's all copyrighted, so they purchased these pictures, whether they are clip art, whether they are digital, whether they are hand drawn. That is so cute. The pictures have been purchased and they are copyrighted, so I don't have any worries about that. But it's a very large book, good quality paper, and I think it's on Amazon, $10.99. It considers these pictures, but you know, we as colorists don't really consider that a picture, but they do count that as. I think it says there's 200 pages to color or something. So, and I don't have the books up here, but Kim got me, and we all know what they look like, and there's a tons of flip through. And thank you very much, Amy. Kim got me Ivy and the Inky Butterfly and Wonderful Wildflowers. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That was quite a surprise from both of you. Okay, now let me look at chat again. Okay, not moving. Yes, I'm trying to be grateful for my health, and I am a little more grateful now. You know what, my aunts and Billy are in the room. Oh, great. Good, you get to color. So are you coloring this, or are you coloring something else, Amy? Yay, what are you coloring, Jessica? And Chrissy, you're up coloring Soulmates. Coloring Soulmates Steampunk Pages. Ooh, whose book is that? I don't like either one of those, but curious. Never heard of that. Don't know that one either, but a Mandela. Okay. That's okay, Lori. What did I do wrong? Oh, that I thought you were traveling? Oh, for the book? I don't know. But okay. Oh, live is so much fun. Thank you, Jessica. Uh, yeah, I was excited. I don't normally get happy mail. I was going to do videos, but it just didn't. I don't know. For some reason, God didn't want me to do videos. I don't know. Oh, wasn't it? I was very surprised. Coloring same page. Okay, Hannah Carlson. Small victories. I need to do that mushroom page. I love coloring mushrooms. Okay, I can't look at it till later though because my phone is my camera. But thank you. Okay. You love mushrooms too? Yeah, the the Johanna book, the new book, is actually much nicer in person than like seeing flip throughs and stuff. And that actually has a really cute mushroom in there that I thought that I may start with, but Amy got it too for Christmas, so um, she picked the fox. Which that is the one thing of Johanna's art that I don't care for is those animal things with the weird flowers. But when I looked at that fox, and this never happens to me, and I'm sure you that have listened to me, if anybody listens, know that I don't get visions when I look at things to color. That's one of my hardest things about coloring is that I don't know what color to color things. So that's why it takes me so long between that and picking out pages. That's why I'm so happy for Buddies and Amy saying, let's color this, let's color that, let's color this, because she keeps me moving. Matter of fact, I counted my... God, I'm all over the place today. I have been all day. I apologize. I actually colored 80 pages this year. Guys, I usually color a picture or two a month. You've turned me into a coloring fool, Amy. And it'll be 1 year coming up in January. I did not realize that. I started my channel in January. Speaking of which... Okay, yep. Like I said, when I get done, I will look at it. Thanks for sending it. Trying the acrylic art. No, No, me and Amy didn't like it either, Jessica. Did you see my cookies? Were you here yet? My cookies are an absolute mess. I do not like those things. And, it looks way better on camera because you can't see all the out of the... all out of the lines and how sloppy it is. And, I don't know the colors and... Ugh, horrible. But... Yeah, and it's a shame I have a whole bunch of those things sitting around here. Alright, for purposes of this evening, that is probably blended enough. I thought I had another color down here. Where did it there? Goodness gracious. Just gonna do the same blend over here. What's a lot of coloring, Amy? I know, Amy, our cookies are a mess. Thank you. They're not. It's an illusion of the camera. It's an illusion. So yeah, life is slowly getting back to normal. Making dinner, cooking, cleaning, taking care of mom. I'm trying to keep mom kind of, you know, self-caring, but she's slipping fast. She just takes advantage. And I hate, I worked with people. I was a social work. That's what I did. I know that they should be up and doing as much as they can for themselves, so it's not being mean and pushing her. I'm just using all the different shades of the French grays, so for the shadings and low lights and highlights. So, like, she had me, waiting on her hand and foot, not getting up to get anything for herself, where, Mike had her getting her own drinks and heating up her own dinners, so I'm trying not to let that totally, because she never wants to eat when we're eating. No, it's never like that. But we'll see how it goes. Oh, I know. I couldn't believe I did 80. I just absolutely could not believe it. Andrew, I'm surprised. I can't believe you didn't do markers. I thought you were totally in that marker phase with everybody else. No, huh? Obviously not. Stupid question, Lori. I'm gonna base this back present here with permanent red, kind of an orangey red. Kind of use it as a highlight red for Christmas. For reds, we gotta build our reds. And I'm probably not gonna touch a red pencil for a whole month. My poor reds and greens are taking a beating. Reds, greens, and browns. Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised with the markers in that Christmas book because it was weird. It was like, they would only go so far and then not spread. Like I said, like the paper had some kind of, I want to say like acetone coated, but I don't know where that's coming from and why that word is coming to mind. So Kim must have fell asleep. Yeah, my family Christmas party is tomorrow. We do, because the family used to be so big and everybody went in other directions for my parental side. We do a Barnes Christmas. But my mother has been and always was invited. So, trying to get ready for that. She's kind of, I have to worry about everything for her and everything for me. And I called my brother yesterday and I said, I need some help because I'm at the point where I'm like, I don't want to go because I'm getting so stressed out with everything I have to do. So, like, she's not comprehending that I cannot sit in the back seat of a car. She's like, I can get in the back seat of a car. No, you can't. The doors don't open all the way. You can't sit straight forward. So I said I would call my sister and have her pick me up. Well, why is it even a problem? Why do you care? And she's getting all mad. Why don't you think I can fit in the car? I called my brother and he's like, no, I don't think so. Then he asked his wife and she's like, no. I was like, okay. See, that's what I say too, Chrissy. I try. I got them. What are we gonna do with them, right? Gotta work with them. Do something with them. Maybe they'll wear out fast. My alcohol markers are like running forever. I've had these Cali art markers that I have had them since 2016, 2017. And none of them are dry just because they dried out. They're dry because I've used them up. So, weird. And I don't know how, like, I see everybody who uses Ohuhus, like in the middle of coloring a picture, first picture, they're dying. So, I don't know what the deal is with that. I don't know if Kelly Arts they even sell those anymore, do they? And I do not have brush tips. It's a nib and a chisel. Which I definitely see the lure with the brush tips. Even some of the alcohol markers that I got from my mom, they have just like a softer nib and they're nice. They're nicer. I think I bumped the camera, so sorry about the shake. I agree, Amy. I keep trying, but they do not like me. Yeah, the water-based I'm done and over with. I did a couple of pages with them that I actually got a nice blend. In R.J. Hampson books, actually. But just not fun. You gotta work too fast, and I'm holding my breath all the time, and tensing up, and pencils, I can go with so. I've even noticed lately when I start coloring really fast with pencils like this, I start to get antsy and tense. So I'm like, just relax. This is to relax. Enjoy the creamy sensation of the pencil rubbing over the smooth paper, creating a smooth, flawless blend, calming the mind and the body. See? Happy little pencils. That's how I like to color. Well, of course you are. Everybody does. Yep, no erasing. Mistake's a mistake. Okay, Angela. See you in a minute. Yep. I just like my happy little pencils. Now, let's see. Make this one a green one. So what's new with everybody? Decorate for Christmas this year, which is one of the reasons I think that I really want to color Christmas. Well, I know it is because I didn't have any Christmas spirit, and I'm like, well, if I bring some pages to life, some Christmas spirit in me, and it's working. I ordered a little tree. A lot of times I don't go to these Christmas parties, the family Christmas parties, but I really have no out this year. There's like, I live in a condo community, and I'm like, when you come in, you come down, I'm on the first street. Well, on the side of me right here, there's a few stores and a bar restaurant. Well, the bar restaurant that they chose is that one right there. So literally, I look out my window and I can see it. So unless I'm dead, and they did that because of my leg and stuff, and in case I get uncomfortable, I can get home quickly and not have a problem. So, hi, Angela. Nice to see you. Yep. The only thing I don't know if you've tried, and some markers it works, some it doesn't, some it makes it bleed more. Depends on the paper too. You can use the blender one, and it'll erase it or lighten it a bit. A lot of times if you do that, you might be able to get it enough where you can hide it too if you're doing some kind of background It's not as dark. My dark green pencil, I have no identification left. No writing, no number. I think I bumped that camera again. See, it's not where it usually is. I am sorry, but I have to pull it back, so. Just has to be that way. But. So, yeah, I actually am excited about the Christmas party this year. I just hope that I don't get too uncomfortable sitting, because it really isn't that comfortable sitting up. I need to be able to lean back at least slightly. That's why the recliner is great, because there's so many different positions. And I haven't really left my ice pack since my surgery, and I don't want to take my ice pack with me. But probably the minute I go outside, I'll be just fine. Oh, brr. See, it's not relaxing. I'm telling you, you're probably all tense, holding your breath, like you said, screaming. I know it's breath and color black background. That's right, Amy. Okay, we got two Angelas in the house. So, True, I'm gonna call you True today. I really wanted to do a background on one of my pages, and I so chickened out. I forget which one it is now. It was one of the Christmas pages. And I just chickened right out. So I don't know if anybody else has been waiting for the drawing pencils, and I really just have to sit back and quietly wait, because my family, like 5 people, went in on them together and ordered them, and I wasn't really sure who actually ordered them. So when I heard that somebody else got theirs shipped, I am going to rub this a little bit, because see, green and red, they're going to smear on me. So just to lift a little bit of that they shipped. So I kind of asked the family a little bit, who ordered? So I did find out that mine shipped. So that's exciting. And they were for my birthday in November, so I'm very excited that they're finally coming. I was hoping I'd get them while I was stuck down here and be able to play with them a little bit more, but did you, the drawing pencils are cheaper than the polys now. They're down to $137. Did you see that? I'll let you know which ones are better. I love my polys though. Yeah, and if anybody's watching that ordered theirs, that they're wondering about the charge and this and that, they did only charge them the $137. So even with all the coupons and all the kickbacks and this, that, you know, the price was much lower than, I think, what actual price is $268 or something. So I don't know if that's like an apology price to all of us. I'm not really sure, but so it was the 137 plus they honored her percentage off coupon, so they were, yeah. They got them. I said, well, whoever did the actual purchase got some money back, I'm sure, but that's okay. It'll all come out in the wash, right? I would think. But yeah, it was really my only birthday present. I was trying to think if Mike got me anything. He got me a dozen roses. And then he told me he would, I found out, I thought I had all the luminants having the set of 76. I didn't know they expanded to a 100 set. And man, have those pencils gotten expensive. Holy cow, they were not that expensive when I bought them. Um, so he said he would buy me those, and then he kind of backed out on that. Guess he didn't like the, what are they, 250 a pencil or something? Maybe even more than that. But I wasn't going to have him get me them all. So, you know, $50 worth or something. Build on it slowly. Sloppy, sloppy. I call her so sloppy on camera. Oh, okay. So we'll do Ange and Angela. That works. I like that better. I don't know how you all color so neat on camera. I guess you're used to it. You know what I don't understand? And I don't know if Kim is still listening, but I hope you're still listening, Angela. And I'm sure you have to see them. There's like 5 new channels that came out. A couple of them within the year, and then another one, and then a couple other ones. 2 or 3 of them, I think it's been just like in the last few months. And they've got like over 1,000 subscribers. How is that even possible? Is that from like Instagram followers, or were they doing a different channel before? Like, or am I just that bad? No. I don't really promote my channel. Like I'm not on Instagram. I'm not on Facebook with my channel. I'm not on TikTok and, you know, thank you, Ange. Now, see, I gotta get back to saying, I gotta get used to saying that. Yep, few at a time for sure. Wow, over $4 a pencil. Yeah, maybe they are up that high. Maybe I saw a sale when I saw them for $2.50. Hmm. You know, and the other thing is like when I'm coloring and I look at my screens, like one of my screens, so I don't know what you guys can see. One of my screens, I can barely see anything. The lighting is, really bright and I can barely see anything I'm doing. The other one, it's almost true to life what it looks like for the most part, but the pencil work looks darker. So, I don't know. It's hard to say. And I know my laptop is very old, so that's the one that I can barely see. It probably doesn't have. They buy subs. Is that? That's okay, Kim. If you need to go to sleep, go ahead and go to sleep. Thank you, Amy. I was wondering about that, which might be worth it if you're monetizing, Instagram already following them. That's what I was thinking, like from their likes on pictures that they've been, but then they say like they just started coloring, but then it comes out, oh, they got a 10-year art background, or, were an artist but didn't do art. Yeah, it's kind of like, wow, I must be really bad at this because I can't do that, and I've been coloring forever. Now, I know I brought a blender over here. Ow. Ooh, ah. So you were probably sleeping when I thanked you for your gifts, Kim. Thank you. Very nice. And I'm going to start the fox. This is a Prismacolor blender. I don't normally use blenders, but I had too much color buildup and it's just going to smear all over the page, so I didn't want to put any more down. That little tiny, tiny spot. My mom's up in the kitchen getting something to eat now. I'm so proud of her. I feel like a mommy with a newborn baby. Oh, really? Well, I wouldn't. I don't. Of course, I'm going to say it makes me feel good as my channel grows, but I don't plan to monetize, so. Actually, your cats are pretty entertaining. Let's say. And I don't know, a lot of people I've noticed use metallics a lot more now than used to be. In the coloring in the past, metallics, I come from the old school crew coloring the second wave of people. It's fun watching the new wave, buy the new stuff, learn the new stuff, and they're like, what are these ink tents and what are these? And it's funny, and it's like, what do you mean, what are ink tents? Does anybody know? Well, yeah, we know what so it's like, oh, okay, these are all, so it's fun watching other people go through the same learning process. And that's like, I tried to make that apparent because people keep saying, well, why won't you try this? Just try it. So I tried to really show that in my coloring confessions videos that, I've been down this road already. I've used this already. Like the acrylic markers, I think, are the only thing that are new to us for the colorists that started back in 2014, 2015. A lot of people think this just started because of COVID, and it's no, mm-mm. It was huge on YouTube back then. Probably it's pretty big again right now. It fizzled for a few years, but the YouTube coloring community is pretty big again right now. But it was really big back then. I think there was probably a live 24/7, if not two. And it's starting to get like that again. I noticed I'm having a hard time looking for an earlier slot, so. Yeah, lucky. And they're good colorists. I mean, it's just, and another thing I noticed, most of them are not from America, so I don't know if that makes a difference. Yeah, those hype the channel shout out things, or just other channels talking about other channels. Yeah, you might even get sponsored by like a cat food if, your channel grows big enough. So definitely keep an open mind to that. Yeah, I can't be monetized or whatever. So, and I don't want that to be my purpose because I don't want this to feel like a job or something I have to do. To me, it's hanging out with the girls. I don't want to be paid to be, and or guys, if you're there. Um, I don't want to be paid for that. I'm not even real comfortable accepting gifts, but sometimes I just have to. Anyway, I was talk about metallics. That metallics back when I started coloring were a no-no. The coloring community didn't like them. They didn't work nice. They didn't use them. I do use my metallic pencils. I like them. Um, the one thing that said also is don't use a blender pencil on them. You can use a blender pencil on them, especially to make different effects. Like it'll blacken it. So if you want to like make an interesting effect with the blender pencil, you can do that to create. I use it to make like things look old. I also will blend silver with white like this to give it a little bit of a highlight, which you're probably not going to be able to see on the camera, but it does give the metallic pencil a highlight if you use the white pencil, and it still brings a little bit of. And these are Prismacolor silver and Prismacolor white. It does give you a little shimmer in that white too, because it brings the sparkle off the Prismacolors. If you sharpen them nice, you will get a nice metallic pencil. I've also just started using the Polychromos metallics, and they're pretty nice too, but they're light, so... But they do have a lot of sparkle in them. Okay, let's see, where am I at? Shout outs. It would definitely be great when turn down that if it was something I believed in right. Like something if it was good for cats or a good cat food. I know I hate asking for things and don't, and also don't want my fun video and want channel to feel like something. Exactly. That's true. Some of them will shine if you put enough layers down. Make sure it's sharpened really good. Because I actually even, I have the Faber-Castell, like, school grade. And they don't have colors on them, but they have like 16 different colors. And I use these a lot for, like, are there any more presents on here? But that's what I'll use them for, is like wrapping paper. And most of their colors come with a light and dark, so I actually shade them too. You know, I'll use the pinkier one and the purpley one and actually use it to shade. I have a light blue and a dark blue. I don't. You're kidding me. I don't have a piece of paper over here. The kitten grabbed my piece of scratch paper and went to sleep. How dare she? Yeah, you know, I watch Karen for videos, but I don't watch her color alongs at all. Because I really don't like music and not talking. I like to listen to color and chats. I really don't do color alongs. I don't follow somebody's... But see, these are kid grade. I don't know if you can see that shine. They are actually pretty sparkly. I can get a little glitter on my finger. I really see that on the camera. But I like them. I think they're soft. And like I said, I kind of forget to... I try so hard to do different things when I'm coloring Christmas. Like to be sparkly or whatever. But I really struggle with it. Hopefully I get at least one dang coffee cup. Blah, 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 blah. Kind of babble day. Babble day. I was watching, True Hue, Angela. And, she's on Fridays before me from 9 to 11 for Eastern time. I think it's actually 8 to 10 her time. But she was babbling today too. No, she used that word, babbling, so don't get on me now. But I was laughing because I've been like this all day. Amy and I just usually text, and we were both like, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, holy moly. Stop. Something in the air today. It's the Christmas spirit. We're all bubbling with excitement and joy. You did get one cup done? I don't know if I'm gonna get a cup done. I might. I'm doing okay so far. I propped myself up pretty good and moved the camera so I could sit closer so I didn't have to bend, so... Yeah, see, I don't do tutorials anymore, and that tenses me out, too. Because you gotta watch so closely, and grab the right pencils, and as much as, and then I think it does help when you're beginning because you do learn if you're watching somebody that blends and they like are very specific about the blending. Like I did follow Chris Ching. I did a couple of her tutorials in the beginning, and I'd have to slow her down and stop and start because she speeds hers up. But I did really good, and that was controversial too. Well, are you doing the work? Is the other? Well, you're still doing all the blending and all the work and doing the same much pressure in the pencil. If you're coming out with a product that looks the same, yeah, you're doing the work. So, and I do think that teaches you like how much pressure, how many layers, what colors blend, and but now I kind of feel like if I don't bust off on my own and do my own stuff, I'm not going to grow anymore. So. Yeah, we were babbling all day, Amy, without even ever talking. It's amazing. Oh, those were the Faber-Castell's kid grade. Right, right. I understand. For as an example. And a lot of the times when I'm coloring, I'm multitasking too, so that doesn't help very much. What color do I want to do this bow? Don't really want to do it green. Let's do gold. Done. Uh-oh. Got red on that bow. Wow, that actually erased really good and it's red. That's shocking. Now you all know if you erase to clean your eraser, right? Because you'll put that red right back on the paper somewhere. I'm sure we've all done that. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get all my colors in here to do the gold, but we'll do a tiny little bit of everything and hope for the best. If not, it'll be a nice bright yellow bow. Sorry if you couldn't hear me. I know I got real quiet. So anybody got any last minute Christmas shopping to do yet? Yeah, it's a bad thing to forget to erase the eraser. That's why I do it right away rather than because you grab it in a frenzy sometimes. Very true. On the job training. Yep. I do kind of wonder if there's any colorists out there that, well, like my mom, she's never watched a coloring video. She just did her own thing. My sister-in-law this is how it all has started. My sister-in-law bought her a Creative Haven. It was called Whimsical something. And she finished the book and went through about 3 different brands of pencils because she had bought her Staedtler pencils, which were horrible. By the time she was done with that book, boy, it was over with. She was off and running. Buying everything. But the thing with my mom, she bought a ton of coloring books, but for a while there she was coloring them, I don't know if you guys have seen me in chat state it, and I know I've said it here. She completed 117 coloring books. I think she was coloring for about 8 years. So, I need a different red. Not red, but a sienna. I don't have it over here. But here I sit. I have not completed one. We might get... Which one are we working on? Oh my gosh, I can't remember. Goals. Your mother did color? Oh, she didn't. What? Right. Gotcha. Okay, I'm caught up now. I don't Christmas shop either. I get my dad something and that's it because he always gives me some money. So it's kind of like I take his money and buy him something because he gives it to me on my birthday. Oh, thank you. So. Okay. I don't know what color I want to do those weird little thingies. Because those are weird little thingies. So we'll work on the candy cane. I'll do something I know what color I want to do. I'm going to do, of course, red stripes. Wait. I've done this the other way around where I do the thicker part red, but it just doesn't look proportioned correctly. I think in real candy canes they're even, aren't they? I'm not a mint eater, so I cannot tell you the last time I had it. And I'm a shut-in, so I'm not really a shut-in. A friend just called me that, so now I'm kind of running with it. He is very upset to hear that I've lost all my fish, because he said that was a great hobby for a shut-in, and then he corrected, I know you're not a shut-in, but you know what I mean. It's like, yeah, I know what you mean. You know, I'm home 99% of the time because I care for my mother, so. And I was in too much pain to go anywhere, but now my leg don't hurt, my back's hurting again. Aw, that is the best compliment ever. I love to relax people. That's why I was in the career I was in. I was watching, what a thing today I've learned. Coloring Bumblebee, Jess, does anybody else watch her? And she's got these tiny, 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 I mean, like her pencil was that big and it had a point and she was able to use it. Now I've seen people glue them to other pencils and use them to that small and, you know, sharpen them, but she didn't have it glued to anything else. She just had it like that, and she put it in her hand and said, oh, I guess I have to retire this pencil now. And I'm like, how in the heck did you sharpen that thing that small? Yeah, I saw you there today. So did you see her pencil? Did you see her tiny little pencil today, Chrissy? And I was like, how in the heck do you sharpen that? She puts them in this thing, in the holder, and it works. I tried it. I couldn't believe it. So it actually works. They fit in here, in the holder. You kind of got to convince it because it doesn't want to sharpen it, but it gets the point. It does work on that point. I was truly amazed. She's my new hero. hello there. I'm really bad at pronouncing things. Uh, Hi. I'm not even going to attempt that. That could be silent. But welcome in. Are you in an adult colorist? So, yes, I was truly amazed. But see, that's so. Normally, I'm kind of giving up on my pencils at this point, but getting it in there. So, yeah, that was a fun learn. And I'm glad I asked, because a lot of times I don't ask because I feel really dumb asking questions like that. But I couldn't get my brain off of it. I just kept staring at that tiny little thing sitting next to her coloring page today. You know? Hello. Oh, crocheter from India. That's exciting. My mom crochets. She's been crocheting her little heart out this week, which makes me happy because she hasn't crocheted in a few years. And she's been back at it. Well, welcome to the chat. I just color. I shouldn't say just color. I'm a colorist. I don't know if anybody else heard that story. I don't remember. I think it was Tara, and I do not remember her channel name. One of the newer ones. She was talking about coming on and listening. No, it might have been Piggy Pens. That she heard people calling themselves colorists, and she thought it was like bad that you're saying, like racist colorist kind of thing. And she's like, why are people so proud of being a colorist? And it was a really funny story listening to her talk about that. So, see, that Coloring Confessions really brought a lot of new channels under my radar, which I'm happy for, being stuck in a chair still quite a bit. So, I am doing good. I hope you are well also. We have a really nice group here. We welcome you. I try to be here every Friday night Eastern time. I don't even know if you know. What time is it in India? Is it, like I said, it's nighttime here. Well, it's morning now. It's 12 a.m. I'm in the States, obviously. So, 12 a.m. already. It's crazy. It has amazed me, even with just sitting still. They say when you're busy, time goes by faster, but even with just sitting, I cannot believe how fast this time went. What is it, 9 weeks, possibly even 12 weeks since the surgery? It, it seems like just a month ago. 10:40 in the morning. Wow, so almost 12 hours. Well, it's more than 12 hours. Wow, that's fascinating to me. I kind of think it was Piggy Pens. You know why I love her channel, but she puts me to sleep because of her accent. And speaking of the accent, I caught Karen, Coloring Country Life, say that she is in Australia. Now, is she Australian native? Is that an Australian accent? Like, I was like, what? I thought she was like, you know, well, she is farm country in Australia, but you know what I mean. She sounds very American country. That shocked me. Oh, and what do we have on top? Amy, do you already have 4 mugs done? I can't believe how much of that picture you got done earlier today. And that you colored it there. Is that in this book too? I love this RV picture at the back. Yeah, see, it's back here too. So you're going to have to color that picture twice if you do this book. You are, you are. I did not bring a Posca over here, so I don't have anything to do white highlights. This thing probably won't. I have totally given up on gel pens. They don't work. Gel pens, and I'll watch, it'll work like a dream because I said that. Hopefully it will. You know, even if they do work, they get the split down the middle where you don't get a solid line. You get a line, even on my finger, the line in the middle. Thank you for all the likes. Anybody watching that's not chatting? Appreciate you all being here. Listen to me ramble on. I know she said she grew up somewhere else, but the life of me, I don't remember. Okay. Yep, that's an interesting time here. Fascinating how half of the world is asleep while the other half is awake and working, right? The thing that blows me too is like New Year's, like, so, you know, it's like you're either a whole day ahead or a whole day behind. Well, if it's 10 a.m., like it's 10 a.m. Saturday morning, I assume. Oh, okay. That makes sense, Amy. Something to do. I get it. Now, see, normally I would use a very white, like the cloud blue, the powder blue, or the sky blue for the whipped cream. But I've been noticing, like I said, when I take my pictures, you can't even see it. So it doesn't look like I did anything. So now I'm going to use the Caribbean Sea, which to me is going to make it look blue instead of white. But I guess for camera's sake, do we please the camera or do we please our eye? What is the intention? I contemplate that question since I am, you know, since I do color too. I do photograph my pictures. That sounds nuts. You all know what I mean. I do need to blend that a little bit though. I don't like rough edges. I'm sure you have learned with watching me blend the same area for 10 minutes. Which you probably don't think it helps, but it really does because I have such a light touch. So, every little layer. Plus, like I said, I enjoy the relaxing feeling. Now, see, this would be a place where I would use an acrylic marker. Bet all those acrylic markers, I don't have any of them sitting over here. They're all over by my chair. But yeah, this would be a good place for them because I could make that look a little puffy. I need to do the inside of that mug. I didn't do, you know, I just put all these pencils in order to my case, and here I am, got 100 of them thrown on the table again. Okay, where are we at? Mess up, okay. Please yourself, alright? Please the eye, because usually they are always better looking in person. Yes, absolutely. My own eye. Is that okay? Thank you very much. It's gonna look pretty. Yes, thank you. And look, see, you can see it. I was right. Like I said, to please myself, I'll put the white acrylic marker on there so it'll puff it out. That's what I will do. I want these stars gold. I don't have... Do I have my Prismacolor gold? Because I do like the Prismacolor gold too, like I said. I definitely utilize my gold. That was probably a wrong color choice, since the cup is gray. Like I said, that's my downfall. Color choices. And I actually do ask Mike sometime, and he'll tell me what color to use. A lot of times I'll use what he tells me and I don't like it. So then he'll say something the next time and I don't do it, and then I'm like, oh, I should have listened to him. So you just never know. And it doesn't look too bad. It actually looks kind of good. I don't know if I want to go all the way around with that though. Yeah, I think I will. But I need to sharpen it because I think it'll lighten it a little bit. Well, look at that. I'm actually gonna finish. I need to do the stem so I don't forget though. Because I will forget. This cherry actually looks like a mini apple the way it's drawn. But obviously we know it's a cherry because it's sitting in the cup. Sitting in the cup. Unless it's a mini apple. But geez, they could probably do that these days too, huh? Mini apples. See, like, I look in the camera and I can't see any of the shading on the side, and it makes me want to keep working at it. But me, here, my eye, it's pretty dark. So what's the trick with that, with the lights? Because I have pretty bright lights. Like I told you, it's like fluorescent. It is fluorescent lighting. So there's nothing brighter than that, is there? So is it that the lighting is too bright? Thank you, Ange. Well, she said she crochets. Which, you know, I've noticed the people that I know that have crocheted and they color, they are the ones that have super color combinations. It's like, you know, they've learned the colors from matching the colors to crocheting blankets and scarves and hats and whatever. I have noticed that throughout coloring time. I didn't do under these little triangles here, so I'm just going in with the darkest French, which was the 70. That way it's kind of like 3 different shades. Again, over here with using the gold pencils for the little triangle things. This is the one thing that annoys me. Coloring pages. Okay, why couldn't this just be a mug? Why does this have to have all these different layers of the patterns? Patterns. I don't like patterns. Why can't I just ignore the pattern? I don't know, because I feel compelled to color every little, you know, like there's 3 spots here. Okay, well, I gotta use 3 colors. I try not to do that. And then here I am. Why couldn't I just color that all the same color of the cup? Would have made life a lot easier, wouldn't it? We would have been done already, long time ago. Good. You must have a good camera. Well, and see, my point proven. You have great color choices in your coloring. Me, on the other hand, I don't know. I'm always like, why did I color that color? Example, why did I color a Christmas mug gray? Huh? Why did I do that? Because I would buy a gray mug. That's why. I just thought with the presents it would stand out more. And because this gold is shiny and I'm under this bright light, I can't see what I'm doing. It's like working with gel pens. That's why I don't like gel pens either. They blind me. How do you do this? I struggled with one of the books we were coloring in, Amy, the Creative Haven books. One of those papers was super, super glowing white, and I was having a really hard time with that one. Is that the Gnomes book? Probably. That might have been why I did the sky and stuff first. Get rid of that white. Oh, it seemed like one of them had super white paper. This is so sloppy. I'm going to have to really touch this up when I can get this book closer to me. That's it. I blame the sloppiness on the distance. You said that. Why not just a mug with presents? Oh, you... Right. Like, why all this stuff? What's with all this stuff? I don't get it. Reminds me of Johanna. But this one does it too with her flower pot. She'll have a flower pot and 6 different, designs on it. I have learned to avoid that and not make the flower pot 6 colors. Poor Teresa. As much as I love her, I sure dog her out, don't I? It's just because my talents aren't good enough to color her busy, busy, busy pages. That's all. I would have to say she's definitely my favorite artist. I mean, come on now. I have about 30 of her books now, I think. They were talking about coloring Christmas at different times of year, and I've never done that, like done the Christmas for July. And I bought Tropical Christmas, which I don't think is Teresa. I think that one is Jessica Jersowicz, maybe. Creative Haven. But I thought, well, that will get me coloring Christmas in July. But nope, still didn't color Christmas in July. I see there's another tag going around for the end of the year recap. Boy, that would be a tough one. I don't even do the once a month. What have I colored this month? I don't know. Would you guys like that? You're kind of my prime followers here. Do you want like a what I colored for the month, or are the shorts good enough, or any suggestions that you'd like me to do? I have a little bit more time now to dedicate to the channel, so which I said would happen. I can move faster, so I still move really slow. I'm super precautious. I'm petrified of falling. And I am not blending the gold metallic. I'm blending that little gray I put in the middle because I have a little bit of a white rim. So just getting that to fill that white in. Because it wasn't everywhere, so we need it dark everywhere. You enjoy the shorts too, but also completed pages? Yeah, because I don't do shorts for all my pages. Okay, so definitely keep doing the shorts. Would you like a monthly completed pages too? See, I don't really watch people's monthly completed pages. That's why I didn't do it. I don't. Mainly because I'm usually watching them and I see what they finish. So, because a lot of them, they do all their work on camera. Well, look at that. I think we finished a mug. That's exciting. That's exciting. I really need to reload my pencils. This is so funny. I feel like you now, Amy. Amy, did you say you do not have country charm? Oh, you don't remember, do you? Amy's got her books all over the place. She's kind of like, my books are in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different spots right now because I don't know why. It's ridiculous. Why are my books in 5 different spots? I don't know. Wow, I almost put lilac on his nose. That would have been terrible. We're making a Rudolph. He looked cute. I couldn't resist. I just wanted to jump over here and color him. So, since it is Christmas. When's Christmas? Thursday? Yeah, I'm not really gonna, wait to finish this up. I am so sorry, guys. Time for my medicine. It's just my Symbicort inhaler. It can wait. Oops. I forgot all about that. Actually, I didn't think it would sound with it being on silent. Apparently, you have to silent the alarm, huh? That was probably super loud. Oh, that is so sweet. Thank you. I bet. It kind of scared me, too. Sorry. I thought it was, when I set that alarm, it's the Looney Tunes, if you didn't recognize it. I set it when for my pain meds, and I thought it was very fitting. It's not my pain meds anymore. It's just loud, so I kept it. But I thought it was very fitting to have the Looney Tune music to take my pain meds when I was taking them. My mom got it. Nobody else did. Like Looney Tunes. I might get loony taking them. Don't you get? No. They just look at me like, whatever. Whatever, Lorri. You're strange. I embrace my strangeness. I love being strange. If you don't like it, well, 412. Isn't it? I thought it was funny. Some people, no sense of humor. Yes, exactly. They make me loony. I couldn't believe how they made me sleep. It was nice. I have never not slept in my bed. I just don't sleep if I'm not in my bed. Sure did when I was taking those. I was good. I only took them for 2 weeks. So. He actually even gave me more of the muscle relaxer because of the muscle issue I'm having. But I had already stopped them. You say, not without them. I had them. But I already stopped them. And I thought, well, I'm doing okay. Why start them back up? Anyway, I feel like I started another sentence and didn't finish it. Maybe about this deer. He was just calling me, so I decided I would start coloring it. Did I say that out loud? I don't know. I think we can get him done. I think I can. I think I can. Pretty easy. Pretty easy. But, oh, that's what I was talking about. That I probably would not finish this on a live. Maybe if I have some quiet time, I could possibly do a pop-up live or a video. We'll see how that goes. I'd probably get more colored if I did a video, though. But probably not. I'd have the same problem unless I plan out all my colors. Then I might be okay. I want to put a little gray up in these antlers, too. I just wanted to get some kind of shading. What do you call that? You guys are such good sports staying up with me. I appreciate my followers. You know, yeah, I think it was the muscle relaxers that put me to sleep. I already couldn't move anyway, so it didn't matter. The surgery that I had, they moved all the muscles out of the way rather than cut them. I'm not quite sure which is worse. But, like, so I had no control of them. Like, they were all stretched. And my leg would actually move. Like, I would put it, like, say here. And it would just wander away. And then the next thing I know, it would go boom and, like, fall off the recliner leg. And I wasn't supposed to separate them. So I'm like, oh, that's why they make those pillows that tie your legs together. Like, that's why they do it like that. Yeah, so I had to constantly, like, wrap it up in a blanket. It was pretty funny. It entertained me while I was loony. I'll tell you, I got entertained by the silliest things. Okay. Those look good. What kind of color scarf do we want to give Rudolph? Blue. Maybe a blue one. Blue? No, not blue. I don't want to do blue. I can't think. See, this is what happens. Hate picking colors. But at the same time, when I use a color card, color cube card, I get so wrapped up in trying to match the colors perfectly that, like, I'm there forever picking pencils. So even knowing colors sometimes doesn't help me. Thank you, Ange. I appreciate that. So do they, I don't know if you know either, do they sew them back together or do they just kind of heal on their own? Yeah, see, my muscles are being stupid because of the MS, so I already have that muscle dystrophy, or however, I don't know how to pronounce it, but, my muscles already don't cooperate with my brain, so That's what my physical therapist was very annoyed. She's like, your MS is not cooperating with me at all right now. Like with you. Okay, that's really weird. It's like a totally different color. But and the doctor said when I went to the doctor for the final follow up, he said, yeah, it's kind of weird how that works because I was so far behind in the beginning. And then, like, when you get to the 12, he said, like, wherever people are in their recovery, it always seems like they all end up at the same place at 12 weeks. You know, like everybody might be walking, somebody might be walking at 2 weeks, and somebody else might be walking at 8 weeks, but when they hit 12 weeks, they're all doing the same thing. And I find that very fascinating. Isn't that interesting? Charlie just walked through and said, "What's up, Lori?" and back out talking. Hey, Charlie, bye. Oh, it's contagious. He caught it too, huh? Is he hanging out with your family? So my mom, like was talking about the family Christmas thing. My mom's going tomorrow, right? So she said she's been thinking all week about what kind of drink she's gonna have. She doesn't really drink anymore, but she's like, I just want a Christmas drink this year. And I'm like, okay. And I said, I don't know how many of you know, that was my career, was mental health counseling and substance abuse. So I said, do you know that's a sign of alcoholism? Like, you can actually classify somebody as an alcoholic if they plan drinking, even if, and that's one of the examples they give. Do you plan on having cocktails on a particular day each year? Example, Christmas. And you are an alcoholic. Obviously not like, oh, I'm shaking, I'm going to have withdrawals from not having my alcohol, but it's that um, preoccupation, preoccupied with, like, she's thinking about it all week, so she's occupied with the thought of that's where it comes in. It is contagious though, Amy, because Mike, I'll be all mellow and Mike will come home and he's loud and blah, 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 and the next thing I know, I'm like loud back at him. My head and my ears are going boom, 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 because, my brain's going way too fast. So, yeah. For this cup, I'm going to do a base of light green. I'll stop after I finish this cup, but like I said, look at me. Blew through this cup in no time. It's because I glanced over and I'm like, it's a deer. I know what color he is. He's brown. And I love brown and blue, so that was a perfect... When I said, I don't know what color I want to do the scarf. I love brown and blue together. I like brown and pink together, too. But yeah, that one went quick. See, you just never, never, never know. Ooh, I gotta do those tassels or they're gonna end up green. Like I said, I will touch this up and get it a little neater when I can get it close to myself, so I'm kind of an on-top colorist. I think we all kind of are, aren't you? Especially if you're coloring. Boy, sitting down and coloring is like a totally different experience. And it's killing this thumb from holding. Yeah. I think it kept my mind off my hip, though. Strange thing, though, my hip hasn't hurt that much. It's the muscles in the thigh that have been really, really bothering me. Did you get any more cups done, Amy? You still working on this? Then how dark do I want to go? As dark as peacock? Oh, yeah. We'll use parrot. What is it? Peacock's the blue. Parrot's the green. I'll use this parrot. And I think my blender is going to be lighter. I don't like to use this because it always gives a weird shade. The pale sage. Yeah, I don't want to use that. I don't. Let me see how far out I can stretch this just to stay with these two. And maybe white. Yes, it's a very pretty color. It's kind of turquoisey, aqua-y. Well, thank you so much for being here, Chrissy. And you're very welcome. Hopefully I can keep it up weekly now. And like I said, if you can think of another time frame a little earlier that'll work for you. I know you work, so any suggestions? Have a good night. Yeah, it's definitely, and I think it's kind of a unique color to Prisma's. Almost like a sea foam. I would say. Which is a beautiful color. Even in its natural, seafoam itself is kind of a gross concept, but the color's pretty. I got it too dark over there. Now see, they did this cup right. There ain't nothing stupid on it. I did the inside wrong though. Because we gotta have something in there. Cup of coffee or something. We don't want a matching beverage to our cup. That would be... Oh, I guess it could have been like a mint something. Could you be any sloppier there, Lori? Okay. I have to turn because I really messed that up. It's gonna have to be dark green. Well, not dark green, you know. Not a highlight there. Where did that okra go? Little cream in the coffee? Who likes cream in their coffee? I thought I'd like double cream, but guess what? I like triple cream. Mike started making my coffee and he's putting triple cream. I was like, man, the coffee is so good. He's like, oh yeah, I've been putting extra half and half. Half and half? Well, no wonder it's so good. Mmm. Is Ivy here? Hi, Ivy. What are you doing up so late? Nice to see you. You like coffee with your cream? Yeah, I'm getting like that too, especially if it's half and half. I'm like, ooh, yummy, yummy. How are you feeling? Are you feeling better? You almost missed me. I'm gonna finish this cup and call it a night. I hope you're feeling better. Ooh, French vanilla. I'd never get him to buy that. You know, he does the shopping, so I have to be happy with what he brings home. And I tell you, it stinks because the reason I quit doing the shopping is because I can't make up my mind on things. It's like a symptom of the MS. You can't make choices. Stupidest symptom ever. But it's real and it is annoying. The last time I went to the grocery store, I left my cart sitting there because, you know, I would grab something and I'd be like, well, wait, but maybe that one's, you know, might have a little higher fat but less sodium. And I'm like, oh, just get me out of the store. Oh, good. Oh, you're welcome. I worry about all of you that I see regularly when we're feeling down. I could definitely hear it in your voice yesterday. So you have that doggy book. Have you colored anything in it? I haven't tried French vanilla in a long time. For years, I didn't like anything that even had a hint of the alcohol taste. Over that. Now I appreciate a cocktail again. I had an ex-husband that was quite a big drinker, so it was like the smell of alcohol, the taste, all of it just like triggering. But I have since healed and it's all good now, so I enjoy a cocktail now and then. I told Amy today, I don't know what I've been craving a white Russian. I'm like, where did that even come from? My brother drinks those. Then I see him like every 5 years. And I don't think he's coming for Christmas this year. He lost his job thanks to our president. I feel so bad for him. This is the second time he lost a job because of the president. The first time he was in the Navy when Obama was president, and Obama stopped the mission or whatever they were doing like 8 months early and forced retirement for the whole team. And he had his 14 years and 4 months in, so they were going to take his 15-year retirement away. He got a lawyer. The whole team got lawyers and got all their stuff and everything. But I just feel bad for him. Then he has another government job, and he lost this one because of something funding that Trump stopped. Like, boy, it's a good thing you love America. Yes, Amy is always praying for us. I do too. You haven't colored it. Okay. I'm kind of curious, like the paper's thick and it looks durable, but I'm kind of like the type of paper it is. I'm not thinking it's going to handle water very well. I think it's going to peel, but I know you love your water, so I was wondering if you messed with it yet. But when I use water, I do use it very light because I know I can get away with it in books that people say they can't, so I don't do that wet on wet like a lot of people do. Spare Room Studios. Boy, whew, she could make some beautiful work with a bunch of water and a coloring book. And some paper that I would think would just dissolve with water. She is starting to complain about Amazon paper, though. She gets Australian Amazon paper, and she says it's better, but I guess it's getting worse. So yeah, it's just me and water. I just kind of feel with those big open spaces that it might really need some kind of water base. I'd be afraid to put marker on there and no coming back if I mess up. I'll wait for you to do something, Ivy. Can you do a color along? Teach me how. I was, oh, are you kidding me? I didn't bring black. Black? I gotta have black. When I was first watching you, Ivy, I never, saw your coloring or anything, just your crafts and your experiments and excitement of buying stuff. And then when I saw your coloring, I was like, wow, You're really good at it. Stop laughing at me, Amy. Alright, so look at that. We pretty much got 2 cups done. Did I say I had to do something? Or did I get it all done? Yeah, I just got to blend this in a little bit. I will probably darken up that edge a bit. Probably with, I was going to say the regular, what is this? The aquamarine. So I'll play with that a little bit. But if there's anybody here that I won't see along in the week or watches the video that I don't see, I hope you all have a Merry Christmas. Enjoy the holidays. I don't think there's, I don't know, if you don't celebrate Christmas, have a good week. I'll probably still be here Friday. I don't see why not. I might even actually stream on Christmas Day because for the most part, I will be here alone. Oh, right. Yeah, you could get pretty disgruntled, you know? Like twice now. Like, poor guy. You know, and it's like, he thinks he's all set, like this last job was such a good job and he had a really hard time finding a job, and it's like, oh man, thank God, another, good job, and yep, nope. So, are you going back to sleep, Amy? Are you up for a while? Getting on the road early? Just trying to blend this all out with some kind of low light on the side there. Blended it so much I couldn't see it anymore. I do that to myself a lot. Silly. I don't know if that pen will work in here or not. Maybe not. These are the ones from... Oh, help me out, Amy. The one you watch all the time. Long blonde hair. Oh my gosh, I cannot remember her name. Oh. Yay! Sleeping in tomorrow. Good night, Angela. Night, Amy. Good night, everybody. So, hopefully I'll see you soon. If not, Friday at 11, it'll be sooner with the video, or maybe even a pop-up live. But, again, hope you all have a Merry Christmas and enjoy your weekend. Bye, everyone.